y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the. You ain't built for a skirt as a nigga can be. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming for ya. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I come for ya. It's gonna sound like here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really worry like that.
Bang! What's going on, Chad? Happy Sunday. Excited to have you guys with us right here on the Betting News Network. This is the Gridiron Gang, brought to you by our sponsors at BetOnline. It's Week 10, chat. You guys are probably already out there. Hopefully you tapped in with Sook Scribbles, and you didn't fall for that giant bullshit. Because it was always the Panthers. It was always Chubba Hubbard. Appreciate you guys for stopping by and kicking it with us today. That's Vsauce. That is Trizzy Betts. That is Just Sook. My name's Sweatpan Jesus. Stoked to have you guys with us. Chat, how we living, how we living. Drop some dubs if you guys are ready to talk about this beautiful slate in front of us. Boys, who's ready to party?
Dude, if you guys could see how bricked up I get as soon as that intro plays in the studio, like hair going all over the place. It is just the best start to my day.
Makes Sunday hit different, gotta say.
Chat, hope you guys about that morning after deep voice.
Oh yeah, he does. He's ready to rock and roll with all of us. This is always a fun show for us to do, chat, because we're all literally like, we're not none of us are really morning people. So I'm kind of speaking for all of you. But
you are, Triz?
You're a morning person?
I've worked construction for 12 years, brother. My body wakes up 7 a.m. like no matter what.
I don't
ready to fire.
I don't wake up until 9 a.m., dude.
I'm like a 6 a.m. person too now. I've turned myself into it, but
that's because you're a doctor. You're just searching for prostates at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
That's true.
What? Okay,
just,
what?
Yeah. It's just years of doing it, Your body just like, even like when I forcibly try to make myself sleep past 7, I wake up with like a crazy headache and like groggy.
I wake up with anxiety, bro.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
It's just me and you, Jesus.
Woo. I'm just like, my brain functions better from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And so like I get most of my work, but I have to be up early for obviously to like run a bunch of shit. So like I just don't sleep very much. That's kind of how it is. But I don't enjoy, I'm not like waking up and I'm like, yeah, let's tackle the day. It takes me like 45 minutes to feel good about that.
Don't talk to me for the first 45 minutes of my day.
Bro, honestly, I think I could give up anything in my life except coffee. Like if I had to give up, if my doctor, if you ever fucking tell me with your doctor voice that I can't drink coffee, we are not friends anymore because I can't do it, man.
I can give up anything in my life except the Celtics. Let's be real.
No. He gets removed for that. That's some bullshit. We're not talking basketball today. This is a football show.
I was just gonna say I can give up a lot of things in life, but this team is not one of them. No matter how bad we are right now.
Hey, man, feel the same way about the Titans. Hey, it's good that you and I get to suffer together the rest of the year. You know, that's how we get to go.
I mean, the Browns ain't doing
I have
shit,
hope.
my guys.
I have hope. I have hope. We're gonna get a top 5 pick, and we're gonna get the biggest, largest man in the draft, and he's gonna protect Drake May's behind for the next 10 years. That's what I'm hoping.
A big old blindside guy. You know,
Speaking of
they made him.
Mr. Derrick Henry last week.
Oh, how about that ass, boys? How about that ass? Whoa now. Whoa now. You know what the crazy?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You know what the crazy thing is that people were so surprised that Derrick Henry had a juicy behind. Like, have you guys seen that guy work out? No shit, he has a ginormous ass. Like, he lifts fucking me 7,000 times a day. Of course he does.
He's 6'3", 250, dude. Like, what do you think, man?
Yeah, for real.
He's essentially a tight end playing running back. Like,
yeah. Facts.
He's a
defensive end. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. Also, W producer, I hope you guys can tell that we revamped our background because you guys were saying that we were outdated. So we've brought the juice, and it looks sexy. So, all right, chat. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys are enjoying the game out there right now. Are the Panthers still clapping right now? Is it 10-0? 13-0?
Come out at halftime.
I don't know.
we gotta stop dancing on the wind, though. We got a whole.
Oh, I actually don't have beans on the Panthers. I forgot to bet it last night. But I'm riding with Sook, and
Yeah,
Can I stand on business for a minute?
of course, sure.
You peep the scribbles. Let's hope this holds. I had Panthers plus 6.5 in the week staff article, and I also had Chuba yards cashed. And Chuba, if you peep the scribbles, I put a bonus play in there for 3 receptions. He's got 2. Let's hope he gets 1 in the fucking
One more.
second half.
One
Plus
more,
money
baby.
for that. Neighbors is selling though. But
Well, Daniel Jones is throwing him the football, and that's his nick.
Trying
Trying.
to throw it.
Trying
to throw him the football. Yeah.
honestly, I had hoped he would pepper this guy like stupid amount, trying to keep his job for next year.
How many receptions does he have right now? Coming out.
I don't know about receptions, but he's got 12 yards, and I got the 75.
So it's got to be like 2 or 3. You know.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, good news is that they're losing, so he's gonna have to get thrown the ball now. He's got 2 catches.
There's been a couple games this season too where he went into half with like 1 catch, 2 catches, and then he finishes with fucking 12 somehow. So
yeah.
You're still alive, I would say, and he's probably going into halftime pissed that Daniel Jones overthrew him twice and blah blah. blah. He's gonna walk in there demanding the fucking football.
Yeah,
like,
as he should. As
you know
he
what's
should.
crazy? He's a fucking insane talent. He can run hard route after hard route after hard route, and he's not going to the sidelines. He's staying in that game. He's playing every snap.
Dude's a certified baller.
The guy that's been flying under the radar too is Wan'Dale Robinson. Is really good. Dude. He's
good
like
too, man.
Yes, Trizzy.
He's sneaky, man. He's like a really good slot
free.
receiver, man. Like it, and I feel like he's never really had the opportunity to shine so much because the past 2 years he was kind of really the only option, and then he tore his ACL. So it's like now with Neighbors, because everyone's so worried about him.
He's getting that second corner.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's cooking them.
I love dudes that are
fried
good
chicken.
for yards after the catch. Like Wan'Dale's good at like taking the hit, spinning, and that's the same reason I like Drake London. So I like Wan'Dale too.
He's like a speedy Holt Renfrew. What was that his name? No, not Holt
Hunter.
Renfrew.
Hunter.
Holy.
Yeah. Hunter Renfrew.
You bougie little
you're
Dude, he
You're
reminds me of Debo. To be honest, bro, like
honestly,
the
it's got
stats
His name
and
recall
shit,
is
like,
insane.
it's gotten so bad the last few weeks. I was like sitting here writing my article, trying to remember the Mike Tomlin's name too for some reason. Like, dude, it's
Not
so
coming
bad.
up with Rick Carlisle on Friday was
Yeah,
very
Rick
disappointing.
Carlisle
in
was
you.
crazy.
That was a bad moment for you.
Rhymes with Mick Schmarlisle.
Schmick Schmarlisle, his evil twin.
You're lucky SPJ is so nice. I left you hanging.
Sook was just gonna let me sit there, and we would have been streaming for 24 hours.
Yeah, well, you guys did that already.
Magikarp.
Facts. All right, well, keep us updated, chat, on how this game's going because we're not obviously watching it. But keep us up. Oh, okay. Trizzy does. Trizzy does. Trizzy does. Yeah, baby. Let's go. I was watching it.
I have 3 computer monitors for a reason.
Hell yeah.
And it's not for gaming, and it's not for anything other than sports and labbing.
Yep. Sports
one
and
other
betting,
thing
baby.
We can't talk about on Twitch.
Yeah, facts. There's another tab in there somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, so instead, this is your weekly reminder, chat, to set your fantasy lineups. We are not going to be doing Stutter Dud today, so if you guys tune in for Stutter Dud, then sorry, we're not doing it today. But because it is midseason, we're about to kick week 10 just kicked off technically.
Wait, SPJ,
but
can I just say?
no, Sook. Yeah,
Please.
what do you want? Can we get rid of on this channel? I hate when Colby does this. Can we get rid of the fucking hand up bullshit? Just talk,
I mean,
dude.
I got it from Kobe. So
I know. I need to talk to him about that. I hate that, dude.
I just wanted to say I am a Jamar Chase fantasy holder. That's it. That's the end of the comment.
Oh, you already? Yeah, you're chilling then.
If you're playing Yahoo Fantasy, you woke up to an email saying, "Did you get chased last night?"
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Chase, but the guy I'm playing had Burrow, so it almost didn't matter.
Oh,
You know what? It's even worse. By accident, I had Lamar Jackson in my starting lineup was not an accident, but the accident was leaving the Bengals defense in there.
No, dude. Oh,
I have Chase and Henry.
R.I.P. Nice.
I started Daniel Jones because he was supposed to have a good matchup.
That's
Trizzy, in London, you know better than that.
Germany, but yeah. I actually in my home league, there's a guy that I'm in second place in my home league. And shit in the bed in our betting news league.
There's only 2 people in his home league.
Yeah, it's just me. It's just me and my shadow, so I get to always win. It's great. I'm in second place, and the guy who's in first place, I played him last week and I won, so now we're tied for first. But he's playing somebody else, and he has Lamar and Jamar Chase. GG's to his matchup this week.
I got lucky with my fantasy team this year. I drafted like Daniels. I drafted Jaden Daniels. I got Kamara in like the 5th round. Henry in the 1st.
Nice.
I somehow ended up with the 1 and 2 top fantasy running back right now. So,
do you guys remember? You probably didn't listen to me when we were about to draft, but I was telling you guys that I thought Derrick Henry was still going to be worth a first-round pick this year. And I mean, I know it's like whenever I talk about Derrick Henry, everybody kind of turns their ears off, but. I mean, he's been the best fantasy running back in football. I got lucky that McCaffrey's not playing, which we're going to talk about that in a little bit because CMC's back today.
Off your advice, I took him in a league that I'm in with V, our friends league. It's a league that we've had going for like 7-8 years, and
nice.
I legit off your advice, I took Derrick Henry 1st round.
Can I just say, Justin Tucker
I hate you, Gerald.
had 2
He's
points.
in that league too.
35 points this team scored, and he had 2 fantasy points.
Didn't he miss a field goal too?
Yeah, that might.
And he missed an extra point. Yeah. You playing
that? Yeah, I was going to say that depends on your league's rules. My league, if they miss a kick, you don't lose points. Yeah.
You lose 1.
And
just don't get.
You should lose 2 if it's Justin Tucker. Stupid.
Sure.
It's true.
All right, well, that was our fantasy talk. We're not going to talk. You guys can drop some questions if you have any in the chat, but we're not going to play Stutter Dud. However, in honor of it being the middle of the season, we're going to do some mid-season superlatives. We're going to talk about the MVP. We're going to talk about Offensive Player of the Year. We're going to talk about Defensive Player of the Year. We'll bring up the odds for all of them, or at least the top 5 or top 6, and we'll kind of go through who we think is our MVP so far, etc. Drop who you guys think in the chat. Let's get to it. Let's do Offensive Player of the Year first. We just talked about Derrick Henry, who's minus 160 right now on BetOnline to be the Offensive Player of the Year. Saquon Barkley closely behind him at plus 325. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Lamar Jackson, and CeeDee Lamb, who definitely ain't winning now, to round us out for the top 5. Gents, on the odds right here, What are you guys looking at from? I mean, we can also talk about players that aren't on this list, but I just didn't want to. Dude, I'm gonna kick you out if you put your hand up again.
Yeah, honestly.
You can go first, but don't ever
No,
do
you
that
can't.
again.
You make him go last now. Make him go last.
So, what do you guys think? Where's the value here?
I can tell you it's not with CeeDee Lamb.
No, but
Really? You don't believe
you guys-
in Cooper Rush?
did you guys see that Dak's out? He's out the rest of the season now. It's the whole year. He's done.
Wait, so
my
Cooper
God.
Rush is starting and not Lance? Lance is on that team still, no?
When I checked the depth chart last night, it said Cooper, but
Oh,
I was seeing
Yeah.
lines for Cooper the whole time, and they
It's
got his
Cooper.
attempts right up at 34.5, Triz. He's a crappy
But
guy today.
I
but he
feel
might
like
be-
that's in preparation of them being down 40.
Could be.
Mhm.
All right,
Could be.
I'll go first.
Go.
First. Obviously, the
You didn't raise your
value
hand.
is not with Derrick Henry, and I'm going to keep talking over Silk as long as he's talking about raising his hand. All right, Saquon Barkley at plus 325 with what he has been doing over the last few weeks has been insane. I know he doesn't get the goal line carries and everything like that because of Jalen Hurts, but he's a selfless guy. He's a team guy, and for the first time in his career, he's playing for something more than just empty stats. Right? I think that the plus 325 tag on him is nice there at that, but just because of the lack of touchdowns. But I think Justin Jefferson, he's a target-heavy wide receiver. He is catching almost 80% of the balls being thrown his way, and he is scoring touchdowns. And not just like touchdowns from the red zone. He's scoring 80-yarders, 90-yarders, and that's something you just don't see in the NFL as much anymore, especially with Tyreek Hill and Tua not getting to play as many games together this year. So give me Justin Jefferson at plus 1,100.
Nice.
I like that. I mean, we just talked about him. So you kind of took the couple of that I was going to mention, but I'll just throw it out there. I mean, Jamar Chase is just absolutely a fucking monster this season. And if the Bengals can get into contention again, maybe get a wild card spot or something, and kind of push them to that point, like I think we can all agree that if Derrick Henry keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to win. Like because there's no, you don't think he's going to win, Triz?
I really like Saquon, like Vsauce was saying. I really think Saquon's going to take this. I don't think it's Henry, bro. Saquon, and so Henry's got the touchdowns over him, but if we're being real, like the big plays, the big highlight reel plays, that's all Saquon. He has all the big runs this year. Like,
I mean, Derrick Henry's on pace for 2,000 rushing yards, brother. Like,
Yeah, but-
let's not gloss over that.
no, all right. So then bring up the receiving yards. How many receiving yards does Saquon have compared to Derrick Henry? It's probably 5 to 1 at least.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah, sure. Okay, 100%. I agree with you. I think that it is closer than probably the odds are listed right here. And you know, but both of these guys are volume running backs. One of them could get hurt, and then that
that's
is
true.
going to flip that immediately. But I like Chase for the value too. I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen if you're talking about like guys making splash plays. I mean, Jamar Chase has been doing just crazy shit. So, anybody? All right, so I know you put your hand up. You can go now. What do you?
I was just
what do you
gonna
like?
say it's complete recency bias, most likely, but I want to go with Chase, and
Yeah.
that's simply because the Bengals might play with reckless abandon the rest of the season. We saw them go for 2 or whatever it was at the end of the last game, and I think they're gonna play like that for every week here on out. So these two, Burrow and Chase, they might just go fucking bonkers because their record is bad, so they might as well fucking ball out. For the odds, give it to me.
It was so crazy watching that game the other night and knowing that the Bengals are a losing team right now, and that doesn't look like a losing team.
No.
Like it's crazy that's football.
it just
Yeah.
kind of seems like things haven't like swung their way. You know what I mean? They're just catching bad break after bad break every game.
Sure.
Bad defense, I think, more than
That too.
anything else, is the fact that they can't stop anything. They came back in the last game, and then they watched their defense just get kind of decimated in a matter of 7 or
Right.
8 plays. So it was really, really bad. And I don't know. They can't stop anything.
I
Yeah.
think that's
That's the
crazy
main
too
problem.
because they have. I'm pretty sure Hendrickson's leading the NFL in sacks. Pretty sure, which is
All right.
you know what I mean. Like they
Well,
got no
that's a-
defense, but they have
Alley-oop?
the NFL's leading sack leader. Like
That's a wonderful softball, my man. Because Trey Hendrickson got some sick value here to win the Defensive Player of the Year. TJ Watt's the favorite right now, minus 155 with what he's doing for the Steelers. But for the value, I mean, look at all these guys pretty close behind, plus 1,000, and then Nick Bosa plus 1,100, Chris Jones plus 1,100, Will Anderson the junior plus 1,400, and then Fred Warner to round it out at plus 1,800. You kind of talked about Hendrickson, man. Great value on Hendrickson. He's been doing crazy shit in Cincinnati. And if Cincinnati was 6-4, 7-3, maybe, I think he'd be a lot. I think the odds would be a lot closer between him and Watt. So let's go. All right, I'll play it for you in honor of you cashing. In honor of you cashing, there you go.
We bring the
That's for you.
That's what we do.
Look at B, so disappointed. I kind of like. Honestly, I kind of like Fred Warner for the value, plus 1,800. If the Niners can kind of make a late season run here, especially with CMC coming back. But, I mean, I like what you said about Hendrickson. Trace, I think that makes a lot of sense.
If I'm being honest, I personally think those odds should probably be, like, a lot closer. This dude had 4 sacks in a game, like, in one game.
Yeah.
One singular game, he had 4 sacks. There's, like, multiple all-pro D linemen right now that don't have 2, and he got 4 in one game. You know, I don't know. Watts won it so many fucking times too, like so many times. I think Hendrickson might get a leg up with that as well. You know, I don't think Hendrickson has ever won Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, Watts definitely playing like the guy that lost out to Myles Garrett last year when he probably shouldn't have.
We'll talk about these Steelers today.
The crazy thing about this award to me is that, like, these guys get hurt so often, not more than probably a lot of these other positional things. I mean, it's football, anybody can get hurt. But, like, you know, a lot of these guys, and I think that's why the odds are like this, because one play, I mean, we saw what happened with Aiden Hutchinson. He was probably going to get close to running away with this award and then broke his leg. So I feel like there's a lot of value for any of these guys. I mean, the Chiefs are undefeated. And Chris Jones still an all-pro. Like, if they maybe flirt with going undefeated for the season, he's got good value.
That's what I was just going to talk about. It's like he's the leader of this defense. And they just lost out on L'Jarius Sneed, SPJ. You know, you guys are the benefactors of that. And a big reason that this Titans pass defense has been fantastic this year. But the reason I think that this Chiefs pass defense hasn't really lost too much of a step is because of their pass rush. And Chris Jones is playing at maybe like a career best level, even at his age right now. And it's been fantastic to see that front 7 of the Chiefs actually like be a legitimate threat to other teams. But I think Chris Jones at plus 1,100.
I love that, V, because if he gets like 1 or 2 more 2-sack games, he'll be right there.
Facts.
The key point to point out about Watt as well is he has had shoulder injuries his entire fucking career. And with the run they're on, too, if he picks a small one up, week 10, week 11, might end up sitting to the playoffs.
No shit.
Yeah, he's very much so injury prone. And that's the one, I would say the only blemish on his career so far is the fact that he's missed time through injury. Otherwise, he'd
the key thing is they're winning. They're winning, and they're probably going to make a playoff spot. So if it gets kind of close, they'll save him for the playoffs. And next thing you know, Hendrickson's got 5 more games on him, you know?
Yeah. I'm excited to talk about this game. I know V wrote about it. This should be a good one between the Steelers and the Commanders today, but we'll get to that in just a minute. All right, let's wrap it up. MVP. Now, this is interesting. Lamar Jackson's obviously the favorite right now, plus 135. And then you got Josh Allen, plus 350. Mahomes, plus 550, purely off the fact that it's Mahomes and they're undefeated. Not really because anything else, in my opinion. Jared Goff, plus 900. Jaden Daniels plus 1,000, and then Joe Burrow we just talked about for plus 1,400. All quarterbacks. I think the next one non-quarterback was like a wide receiver. I think it was maybe Justin Jefferson, but he was pretty low down the list. Turned into a quarterback award. Probably a quarterback going to win it again this year. Boys, who do you guys like?
Man, honestly, I think Lamar has looked fantastic. If he won MVP
I thought he was a running back, V.
I know. I talked a whole bunch of stuff, but he's got 24 passing touchdowns now to 2 interceptions, and that's a 12-to-1 ratio, and I don't understand when I've seen that in my lifetime. That's one. But if we're not going to talk about the favorite outside of Lamar Jackson, I'm putting my beans on Jared Goff. He has looked fantastic. This Lions offense has looked fantastic, and they have one loss on the year. They're
I will
gonna
bang
win the
you on
division,
that bed behind
and
you, V.
they are the
My
favorite to win the NFC. So I think that if it's anybody outside of Lamar, it's got to be Goff.
I think Lamar goes back to back. I don't think there's much of not much of an argument here, but I just think the way the season's going here, how do you not give it?
Well, I was
Yeah.
looking at some stats about this, and he actually has better statistical numbers right now in comparison to when he won MVP. Was it last season? The year before?
Yeah.
Last year, right?
Last year.
Yeah.
He has 2 MVPs, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he has
has-
2, right? I think he won one in like 2020, 2021 or something.
Yeah, it's I'll just yeah, for sure, Iconics. I mean, CMC would be totally in this conversation, but there's a lot of teams that could say that about a lot of players. So that's just how the NFL works. You got to work with what you got.
Wait for Goff though. He's got the passer rating, he's got the completion percentage, but he does not have the raw stats that jump out at you that will win him MVP. So I wish it was Goff, but it won't be him.
He's got multiple guys on his team that have thrown touchdowns this season. You know what I mean? And they're like, come on.
Let's not take that away from him, V.
I know, but it's just the offense. It's crazy. You're right.
Because Lamar runs too, he has way more like highlight plays as well. You know what I mean? He's the more like flashy candidate.
This is also the first time in Lamar Jackson's career that he's had like a certified RB1 with him in this offense, and this is the type of offense that we're seeing right now that benefits from having a RB1 that's not number 8. So.
I mean, 11 weeks ago, we were wondering if both of them could eat, and here we are.
Oh, they're both
watching
happy.
them eat.
They're both fat and happy.
They're at the buffet.
This is that Zeke meme.
But this is the Shannon Sharp, at the table staring at. I like this, and I'm gonna have that,
Barbecue
and I'm gonna
chicken?
have barbecue chicken, and the fried chicken, and the fried catfish, and the mashed potatoes, whatever the fuck he says. All right, chat. There you go. If you want to go, thunder and lightning, indeed. If you guys, this is an interesting thing before we kick into what we're going to talk about for the games today. I feel like Jared Goff is kind of a system quarterback, but like you can't have this high of a completion percentage and be as good as he has been and not get flowers. But I mean, just to use something from when Ryan Tannehill was taking the Titans where he did 3 seasons ago. He looked unbeatable at times, and he was just in a system that really complemented his strengths, play action, putting yourself in positive situations, having incredible weapons around you that help you. So not to say that Jared Goff's not playing spectacular football, but if you take Jared Goff out of this team and put a quarterback that is comparable, I think that they still are successful. But if you take Lamar Jackson off the Ravens, they're probably cooked. Just talk, dude.
I was just gonna.
I'm kicking him out for that.
God damn it.
Go.
I was gonna say Jared Goff. The thing with Jared Goff is that we haven't seen him, like V said. We've seen other guys throw passing touchdowns. We have not seen this guy sling the ball hardcore. And a lot of people like to talk about why aren't the Lions keeping any tricks in the bag for the playoffs? I think one of the tricks in the bag will be Goff throwing the ball 40 times. We've only seen it a handful of times this season. One time against Tampa Bay where I think he threw 50 times. So
yeah.
I think that's one of the things they're keeping in their bag is Jared Goff keeping that arm fresh.
Yeah. Go ahead, SPJ.
No, I was just going to say, I think that this is right. The whole system quarterback thing, is, of course it has to be the whole reason why NFL offenses are successful is because you have to look at all of your pieces and you have to make them all fit together and make it all work. You have to make the system work. And to have that happen, your quarterback has to be a part of the system. So that idea is kind of, I think it gets played a lot. Not every quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. Not every quarterback is going to make 3 or 4 plays a game that's going to win you the game every single week.
The original system quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
You got Trizzy on that one. Yo, you can talk about that for a whole show.
Go look at the leaders in Super Bowl passing yards, and the top 6 games are all fucking Brady. So that's all I'm saying.
I am 100% trolling. He is the greatest quarterback of all time. Oh my god!
I'm glad that Shaggy's not here for us to say this because Tom Brady is still the best quarterback of all time. And Patrick Mahomes will maybe be one day, but
I think Pat Mahomes right now it might be the best, but I think he's the greatest. Like greatest versus best.
Baker Mayfield's still walking around, boys.
So shut up. Put your hand down.
All I'm saying is I watched Tom Brady win Super Bowls with fucking like janitors they pulled off the street.
Honestly, the one thing I will always hold against Tom is that he did not get Randy a ring.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily his fault though.
It wasn't. I'm just saying. I love Randy Moss. I love Randy.
We got really fucked that year.
Why are you opening up old wounds
for
prison right now, V?
That one hurt, bro. We went into the biggest game of this season with like the least talent on our roster, which is like so fucked. Yeah. We started the year like unbeatable and progressively got a little bit more hurt on defense throughout the whole season. Then David Tyree decided
Eli's still not allowed in New England. He's still not allowed in the northeastern United States.
Facts. All right, that was some superlative talk. If you guys if you like anything we said, or if you like some stuff, go bet it now because again, this is when the seasons are going to start. These lines are going to probably start really shifting around over the next couple of weeks when a lot of these big time matchups start coming down. So, all right, boys, let's dive into today. Obviously, this Giants-Panthers game is going on right now. The Panthers are actually 2.5-point favorites. So if you got plus 6.5 to start the game, nice. Well done, Sook. All right, let's start it off. The 49ers taking on Sook's Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa today. The over-under is 49.5. The Bucs are 6.5-point dogs at home. The Niners 6.5-point favorites. CMC is back. It has been confirmed that he is back. Apparently, the news about this is that he is going to get a full workload as well. So that is the news. Good question, Kanika. I don't think that Mike Evans is back. I'm pretty sure that he's not back today.
After the bye week.
Okay, so no Mike Evans back today for the Bucs. Bucs at home in this situation, so you're getting almost a touchdown here for the Buccaneers at home with CMC returning. Boys, what do you guys overall thoughts in this game? I have a play in this game, but I want to get you guys' opinions on what kind of you guys see for this one first.
My first thought is I am not trusting Kyle Shanahan. That's it. So go ahead. So put your hand down. No, I'm done. This has been too many times now. This has been way too many times.
I yelled first. I didn't get to go. So
all right, go.
I got to raise my hand, my guy.
No.
I personally here, I'll take the Bucs plus 6.5. We saw it last week. They forced this Chiefs team into OT. Honestly, this is a plums play. I'm not looking at anything else besides the fact that the Buccaneers made it a game last week. So I expect them to make it a game again this week. Don't give me 6.5 with Baker under center.
I mean, they have covered that in 7 of their last 10 games. And obviously you've got a beat up Buccaneers squad right now, one of the worst passing defenses in the NFL. And you are taking on the return of quite possibly the best player in football in Christian McCaffrey coming back this week. So I just am going to do this because I don't know, and I feel like that if I don't take it and he goes nuts today because he's back, like all of his lines are very low because we don't know what's going to happen with McCaffrey and how much he's going to play. But getting Christian McCaffrey at 92.5 rushing and receiving yards feels like a gift if he plays. Also benefit here, again, like I mentioned, the Buccaneers, decent stopping the run, so there's that aspect of it, but his rushing yards line is like 62.5. I really like his receiving yards today. I think that he's going to be really good out of the backfield, and Sook knows that this Bucs defense is not very good at stopping the running backs out of the backfield catching the ball, and McCaffrey's one of the best to do it. So as long as there's no injury issues here, this is kind of just if he has a good day today, this line is never going to exist again for the rest of the season. I'm going to take it now. If I look like a bozo, then whatever. But I feel like I'm going to just take the discount and hopefully the coupon's cash.
V, correct me if I'm wrong here. With CMC's tendinosis, he's still been able to probably keep up his cardio, no? He just can't be explosive.
Can't be explosive, but it also depends on the degree of what he's experiencing. The fact that it's kind of in both legs and the fact that he had to go to Germany doesn't really, to me, feel like super promising, right? Them saying he's coming in with the full workload also, like I just don't trust Shanahan or this Niners team, especially with like if he comes back and he takes a hit, anything could happen. But again, at 92.5, 9 is not something that you're going to see often. And like Gerald said in chat, you got to take that. And you won't even feel bad if it doesn't hit.
Yeah, it's just, again, this is just a set it and forget it. Don't overthink about it. And, see. Although I will say from Iconics in the chat, the couple that he dropped are really good. I was very tempted to take George Kittle today, his receiving yards, because they struggle. The Buccaneers struggle stopping the tight ends. They struggle with any pass catchers, really. And Kittle's been on a little bit of a heater. So I liked Kittle. Didn't end up pressing the button, but the odds make a lot of sense. Let me switch over to the prop side here.
I have a weird one. Oh, sure. Never hit good. You probably like this extra because you're right next to Sherwood Park. But Cade Otton has been getting a lot of extra snaps, a lot of extra play time, and everyone wants to talk about his receiving, everything in this game, and I get it. But if you're a Niners fan and you're on the other side, I don't have a good read on this, but if you do, and you know who's the best edge rusher, who is going to get to Baker, Cade Otton is not a good blocker. So if you want to bet someone for a sack and you know the Niners, and he's going to match up with Cade on the other side, that's a very good look. He's not a good blocker, in my opinion.
It's a good shout. I mean, I know Betsky in our staff piece also is on Cade Otton for his receiving yards, purely off of the fact that he's been cooking, as you guys can see on the screen here, and his target share has been insane. I mean, he's had 10-plus targets in 3 straight weeks. So hard to not want to take Otton. Probably the most reliable pass catcher on this Bucs team right now.
Yep.
So I dig that play. But, yeah. Guys, got anything else in this game? A side or a total? Or Triz, you got any thoughts on this one?
I really like the Niners. Block your ears real quick, but I really like the Niners. I think the Niners win by 20 plus at least. This line is fishy, bro. Like to the very max. Like you guys were talking about before, they took the Chiefs to overtime last week. Now they come in 6.5 point dogs to the 49ers. Like they're begging you to take the Bucs. They're not even giving you the 7 or the hook. They're begging you to take the Bucs. They want you to think this game's close, and I don't think it's very close. I say they win by 20 plus, but it very well might be like a 21-7 type game. They just run for 250 yards or some shit. But I don't think this game's particularly close. I think they're going to cover the 7 with ease.
I kind of lean with you. I don't want.
All right, chat, clip it.
Think you lying. I'm telling you, 6.5 a week after they take the best team in the NFL to OT.
Yeah.
It's not like the 49ers have been playing very good. They're not covering and shit. They've lost a few games.
I think that a lot of the stuff baked into this is McCaffrey coming back, and we don't know what that's going to look like, and we don't know how that's going to go. But as V said, if you believe Shanahan, then we'll see. All right, let's move on. Let's keep going. Chat, keep dropping what you guys have for questions and plays and things like that as we go game by game here. The Vikings looking to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars in South Florida. Jaguars +7, so you're getting the hook on that one. 7-point favorites are the Vikings on the road. Over under is 42.5. V, you want to kick us off on this one, man? Do you like anything in this game?
Man, it's the guy that I talked about, Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson. I think that he's going to have another big game against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense that has been abysmal. We saw the Vikings catch 2 back-to-back losses a few weeks ago and then finally get back in the win column and kind of look dominant doing it. I do think that what's his name?
Oh my god.
No, not Matt Stafford. I'm gonna do it again. Holy.
Man.
Oh my god.
Come on, bro.
Chat, you guys want to help him out?
All right, Vsauce got fired. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sam Darnold. There we go.
Hey,
Sam
got
Darnold.
there.
We're there. All right, but
made it.
Sam Darnold's look elite this year, and I think that at the same time, this Vikings offense is going to come in and beat up on this Jacksonville Jaguars team. I love the receiving yards. I think he gets in the end zone again. It's a little more chalk than I'm used to eating for the touchdown, but I think that JJ props are alive and well, and they're going to be going in, especially into the second half of the season. This is when stuff starts to get serious. The Vikings had a really tough skid of games going up against Detroit, the Packers, and then who they play after Detroit? The Rams on a short week in Los Angeles, right? Last week was finally them coming back and getting back into the win column, and now I think they have a couple of easier games where they can beat up on teams. I think that this is going to be one of those spots. So give me Justin Jefferson over 90 yards. I got 90.5. I think it's a little bit lower now, and I took his touchdown as well.
It's hard. It seems so obvious because of how, look at over here. You guys can see 31st in the NFL with receiving yards allowed, 29th to wide receivers, best wide receiver in football coming in on a little bit of a heater as well, too, with back-to-back 100-yard games. I didn't end up betting it, but he's probably going to go nuts today. He should against this secondary. I actually ended up taking something a little bit different here. I went with something that's probably going to end up being something sneaky that I'm going to kick myself that I didn't just take Justin Jefferson. But I took Aaron Jones. I took his longest reception, though. If you guys know about how Aaron Jones is deployed by this Vikings team and Sam Darnold throwing him the football, then you guys know that he is a really good weapon out of the backfield. The Jacksonville Jaguars really struggle stopping running backs out of the backfield as well. But as you guys can see, he's hit this longest reception line in every game except the first game of the season this year. So I really feel like that Aaron Jones is going to have an opportunity. I like his rushing yards too. This Jags defense is subpar stopping the run, and maybe the Vikings have a little bit of a lead in this game, and so then they are going to be pounding the ball on the ground. But I think for the value that you're getting, why can't I switch over to this side? Give me this fucking anyway. Give me over 12.5, longest reception. He actually ended up, and the reason why I'm taking the longest reception and not the receiving yards, you can take the receiving yards if you like. His receiving yards is 22.5. But as you can see last week, he had an 18-yard catch. He had 18 receiving yards. He cashed his longest reception with a 22-yard catch, but he had like a catch that was like negative 10 yards or something, which did a not cashing his receiving yards, which is gross. So I went the longest reception purely off of the fact that they run like 2 or 3 plays, which are like design swing passes or screens or something like that to him, and he usually takes advantage of it, as you guys can see on the screen. So that's the route I went. Boys, do you guys have any thoughts on this game, Vikes and Jags?
I love the Aaron Jones play.
Mac Jones is the worst quarterback in the NFL.
I was going to ask
including backups.
Trizzy, if he balls out today, I'm coming for your head.
Please
do.
No, Please do. He's
the
awful.
Vikings play the weirdest blitzing system I've ever seen. I don't know if Mac Jones can come off the bench and deal with such a weird, aggressive fucking Brian
Flores.
Folds,
bro.
Yeah.
He folds. He has terrible decision making. He has awful decision making.
He's gone, Trizzy. Let it go.
No, that's fine. It's fine. But still, we're talking about the Jags winning the game, and I promise you.
Hey, if he won more games, you guys wouldn't have Drake May.
Dude, on the Lawrence is questionable. Gabe Davis is questionable. Brian Thomas Jr. has been in and out of the injury report all week. I don't know, man. I don't know how the Jags cover here.
ETN
I don't
out
think they
too.
do. They don't.
I'm seeing ETN is playing, Triz.
Oh, I wasn't seeing TD lines on him, and I was checking like an hour before we hopped in here, so maybe he got ruled in or something. I'm not sure.
I like this interception look for Jones. The Vikings are the number 1 team in the NFL at interceptions forced, and that's probably due to what Sook was just saying about this Brian Flores just really exotic defense. You're getting minus 156, 55. I think it's minus 150 on BetOnline right now. Good value. It's a little juicy, but he's probably throwing a pick today. So do you guys lean with the Vikes here to cover? I think they win, but I kind of like the 7. I think they maybe win by 2 touchdowns.
I played the -7. I did.
Word.
It's pretty square, and I'd say the other squares play today was Giants -7, and that shit ain't hitting. So
No.
if you like the fact that was even a square play and like Giants -7, call the number. Call the number.
Yeah. Anything else on this one, boys?
Nope.
Not really. No. I mean, I think Jefferson gets in, but I feel like we already touched on that. He didn't get in last week. He's probably going to get in with ease and not hit his yards or not hit his receptions, something like that.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like it's also kind of chalky, and V kind of sold it really well. But like, I could see JJ just having a massive day today, and just looking up, and he's got 150 yards and a touchdown or 2 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, I saw him like minus 150 to score on some books, so it's like
that's gross.
We usually, when's the last time you saw somebody that juiced to score that like didn't score? Maybe Henry.
every once in a while, Derrick Henry is minus 250, and he doesn't score.
Maybe. Usually, Kyron Williams minus 200 to score every week. He fucking scores every week.
Every week. When is that train? Yeah. When is that train gonna stop? Addison's a good.
I've been betting fucking Blake Corum for weeks, man.
The one time that you don't take it, Triz, he's gonna score, and you're gonna break one of those screens in front of you.
Yeah, that reminds me to take Cole Kmet right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Corum tomorrow. They set Williams' line this week at 1.5 and not half. So I thought that was a little interesting. Maybe it's fucking Corum week finally. Thank God the guy's plus 800 or something. So all I got to do is hit it one time and I'll walk away.
That's how I feel about Jalen Johnson triple double. Chasing that unicorn. This is a good point from Gerald in the chat, because these guys pay attention to this stuff. I love narratives like this. He watched on Thursday Jamar Chase ball out. That, and JJ wants to show up and show out. I like that a bunch.
That's one of those things that like those Netflix documentaries show, is that these dudes are watching. We talk about it in the NBA all the time. Vsauce likes to highlight it. On Wednesday, someone scores 40. On Thursday, someone's going for 50.
Yep.
Remember that we had the slew of Cat, Luca, I can't remember who the third guy was, but somebody else just went bonkers.
Brunson. Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving. Talk about this next game on the slate today. Huge matchup in Washington, in our nation's capital. The Commanders 7-2 taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2-point favorites are the Manders at home here. Oh, Chubba got his third catch, Sook. Bing bong.
Yes!
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
There it is, baby. Good shit, dude.
A little sweepy for Sook.
We need neighbors.
Oh, neighbors, right.
What do you need for neighbors?
76 yards. He's got 12.
Okay. He's on pace.
He's definitely pacing that way. All right, hang on. We're gonna have a special surprise for you guys in just a second. We're gonna talk about this big game.
I don't know why I found that so much funnier.
Dude, Trizzy is so fucking funny,
man. The over-under 44.5 in this game. 44.5 is the total. 2-point favorites are the Manders here. Pittsburgh 2-point dogs. V, I know you wrote about this game. You want to kick us off and I feel like we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about this one. What do you like here?
Oh yeah,
absolutely, I do. Before we do that, I think somebody's asking for the link. I
sent
surprise.
it.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Yeah. But boys, the Steelers team. This Commanders team, it's the best offense in football. It's the best defense in football. What's going to give in this matchup? We're seeing the total sitting here at 44.5, pretty high for a Steelers game. I just think that we're going to see a good one. Let's talk first about Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson, yes, that guy. He is third on this team in terms of snap count. He's right behind Pat Freiermuth and right behind George Pickens. The thing is Russ does not target his tight ends. Over the last 2 weeks, Freiermuth has 4 total targets, and he's just not getting the ball. And the most interesting thing about this is he has no red zone targets in the 2 games with Russ. Russ loves to use his wide receivers, and we've seen it in his career before. He loved it when he played for the Seahawks. He had DK, he had Lockett, he had a plethora of really good not James Baldwin, but something Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin. He's always had a plethora of good wideouts on the outside, and he loves the deep ball. I talked about it last week, and I'm going to talk about it again. But Van Jefferson's line at over 1.5 receptions. That's what we're taking here. The 16.5 is a great look too, but the over 1.5 receptions at minus 115. The targets have been there. He's the second leading target share since Russ started last week, 2 weeks ago. But it has been fantastic. I have also tapped his touchdown for plus 600, boys. The line varies depending on where you're getting it at, but you can find it for plus 600 on the blue book, I believe still. I think that he gets into the end zone today. It's him and Pickens that are getting the red zone targets for this team. Over the last 2 weeks, the Steelers have had 10 red zone trips. They converted 4 of those into touchdowns. But the thing is they're coming off a week in which they went 0 for 4 in the red zone. They are very due to put up some touchdowns, and this Commanders team is really due to give up some passing touchdowns. Through the first 6-7 weeks of the year, they had the worst pass defense in the league. They were giving up multiple passing touchdowns per game. But over the last 3 weeks, they've had a slew of really bad opponents. They played the Panthers. They've played I can't remember who else they've played, but they've had really bad opponents in the last 3 weeks. Oh, the Bears, the Panthers, and some other really bad pass offense. They haven't had an easy time. Oh, so they've had a very easy time. And now against this Steelers team who has really picked it up passing wise, they have over 900 yards of offense. They have scored over 30 to 66 points over the last 2 weeks, and they have 6 or 7 total touchdowns. I am taking Van Jefferson. I'm taking his touchdown. And the last play I have in this one, Najee Harris to get in the end zone. This is about as much chalk as I'm willing to eat at plus 105. It might be minus 110 by now, just being Sunday. I still think he gets into the end zone. The thing through the first few weeks with Justin Fields is Najee Harris was not getting red zone touches because the team was not getting into the red zone. They were either had big plays or that was it. Over the last 3 weeks, he has 11 touches in the red zone, and he is making the most out of those touches. He didn't get into the end zone last week, but I think this week against a much more porous defense in the Commanders, he has a really good chance to get into the end zone. So give me Najee Harris to get in the end zone. This is also my staff article pick of the week, and I really need to turn it around in that category, man. It has not been a great 2 weeks.
I think we all need to learn from Sook and just be better.
Okay, coming in at week 8. I'm not going to let anybody forget that, Sook. I don't care if you take it
just
all.
because I got
It's
invited
listed
to
in
the
the
party
article.
last doesn't mean that I was the life of the party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. All right, we got our special guest with us. Let's bring him up live from Arrowhead Stadium, Mr. Shaggle Betts. Hello, Shaggy.
Yo.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Shaggy Betts here. Betting news. Up your units. Live from Arrowhead Stadium. Out in the boonies. Drinking some beer. And it smells like a Chiefs victory. Smells like a cover. Smells like a 2-touchdown win. Let me tell you. Kareem Hunt, two catches. That's all we need. 2 catches minus 102. Gets the job done.
The ultra down the hatch. Love it.
About 13 and a
Shaggles.
half. You heard
Shaggles,
it.
can we get a Papa Shags appearance, or is he not with you?
He is off somewhere. I kind of lost him, to be honest.
Papa Shag's on an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might need to start being worried actually. Now that you mention it, but
Me too,
he's
Kadar.
around here somewhere. He'll be making some appearances on the X during the game, I'm sure.
We need a good, solid photo of that at the game, please and thank you.
For sure, absolutely.
All right, there's Arrowhead. That's the Shaggy. This is also Landon hasn't peeped in chat for probably 15 to 20 minutes, and he's been lurking, and now he's going bananas because you're on the screen. So
Hi,
there you
Landon.
go.
Love you, brother.
There it is. All right, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Chiefs to the moon. You got anything else before we sign off? Is it? We're literally talking about that game right now.
No, it's the Commanders. So I paid some juice at minus 135. I think you can get a better number now, but the Steelers have not played a top half of the league offense since week 1 against Atlanta. And even then, Atlanta's not even good. The Commanders, 3rd in the league in scoring and yards per game. Jaden Daniels is going to take it to the Steelers defense tonight in Washington.
Let's go.
Pay the
all right,
juice. They're getting the job done.
W Production. We didn't even try to do this, and we're talking about this game when Shaggy joined us, and he has a play in this game. Love
That's
to see
actually
it.
my staff article pick, so you guys knew that. If you peep the
I know.
scribbles.
I know. It's like we try sometimes around these parts.
You know.
Every
do
once in
okay.
a while. We do okay.
Shaggy, that
All right.
goatee is impeccable.
It is.
The what?
Goatee.
The goatee is
Oh.
impeccable.
Come on now.
Grew in fast. Testosterone is high on this one. Must be a linebacker.
You could tell, but you knew that when you see Shaggy's shoulders.
Yeah.
Facts. I bet you felt really good about buying that Mahomes jersey because you knew that it was a good investment versus me buying a Will Levis jersey.
Hey, this
that
is
was
a gift,
It was
bro.
a fun
Come
time.
on. This is a gift.
It is a gift.
I got good.
All right, All right, homie. Well, enjoy the game. Thanks for tapping in. The Arrowhead reports just hit different, dude.
Absolutely.
So,
Brighter
what a
than my
beautiful
goddamn
day it is,
future out
too.
here.
Look at that. Look at that
Beautiful
blue
day for
sky.
football.
Absolutely.
It's so far away.
Yes, I do, Kadar, unfortunately. I know. It
It's like
sucks.
2 miles away. I gotta start hiking.
Ask him when he bought it, Kadar.
Landon said you're going to run a 5K to get to the stadium, so you better get on it. Get on
Yeah, I
your
know.
horse.
I gotta start walking now.
All right, bud.
I might make it by kickoff.
Maybe. All right, homie. Have a great day. Enjoy the game. Can't wait to see the content. See your dad as well. We are literally
Yes,
just going to tune in
sir.
for your father.
I
Deuces,
know.
gooses.
I gotta go find him. Later, boys.
Adios, amigo. Thanks for the vibes. Wow. Absolutely electric city. It was awesome that he literally started talking about this game too, that we were diving into. Don't let it be twisted though. He did. We'll talk about the Chiefs in a little bit, but Kareem Hunt for 2 catches and the Chiefs to cover. So I have a play in this game. I kind of lean with Shags a little bit. I think that the Commanders actually do win this game. I think they get the job done here. And I went where no Brian Robinson Jr. again. So last week I got a great discount on Austin Eckler's rushing and receiving yards line. Obviously I didn't get the same, but we're still getting a discount on his receiving yards line. So give me the 24.5 receiving yards for Austin Eckler. They just don't want to move this line, man, and it makes no sense. He had 41 receiving yards last week, and this Steelers defense is good, but they struggle stopping receiving backs out of the backfield, the 22nd in the NFL, 28th against running backs to yards allowed, with allowed 42 per game. We only need 25 here, and Eckler's going to be on the field a lot. I really, really like this line. I don't actually mind a ladder too if you want to ladder it up to 40. I think Jaden Daniels. This is also maybe one of the better defenses that he's faced this season. So he gets an opportunity to show out a little bit more again today. So I took Eckler over 24.5. Lean with Shags for the Commanders. I kind of like him to cover, but I definitely like him to win outright in this game.
Just to play a little bit of devil's advocate, I know that they haven't really played the best offenses, but this Steelers team and their defense, like TJ Watt is probably going to be the defensive player of the year, and Mike Tomlin is no stranger to dealing with mobile QBs. There's one that lives in his division, and he has to see twice a year, and I would argue one that's better at doing what he does. Jaden Daniels has been fantastic, but I think he's got 7 passing touchdowns on the year through 9 weeks of games, right? The Commanders, we saw what they looked like against a Bears defense that has also been really, really good, right? They struggled to score, and they had to win on a Hail Mary. So I think I'm leaning with the Steelers here with the points. So Shaggy can have the money line, but give me the Steelers with the points.
I got the money line, V. I played the money line, and I didn't want to interrupt you doing your pitch because I know they haven't been going to my boy Patty, but we got rules around here. 3 receptions is plus money, and his receiving yards is under 30. So your boy's got to tap both buttons, and I may or may not have pressed all 3 together in a little parlay, playing it private.
Ooh.
Well, now it's public, so just to go back to circling back to you talking about Najee Harris, V, is I like his. So I took his rushing yards. It's really scary to me because I don't know why it's so low. But this is one of those lines that I'm just going to take it and not overthink it. I actually got 64.5, as you can see on the screen. It's 66.5 right now. He's been cooking. 100 yards in 3 straight games. Raiders, Jets, and Giants being the victims. The Commanders, 29th in the NFL to rushing yards allowed, 28th to running backs. Make this line make sense. Maybe it's just a free little nuggie for you guys because props department sometimes doesn't get as much love as the sides and the totals from Vegas. But I took it. Could be a trap because maybe the game script kind of changes because the Commanders are winning, so the Steelers can't run the ball as much, and that's the reason why this exists. I don't care. I took it anyway. I think he's going to have a good day on the ground, and I think this game does stay close. So I don't really mind the fishy smell of this one. I'm just going to enjoy it regardless, if you know what I'm saying.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
The fishy smell.
He just said, I don't care about the fishy smell. I'm going to enjoy it regardless. My God, that's quite the sentence, my guy.
I say things, and you caught it. But I was actually trying to lob it up for you. But hey,
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips, baby, fish and chips. Triz, what do you like?
I kind of oddly like the over. I know it's a divisional matchup here, but I mean, both these teams have been scoring a lot of points, and I feel like they want you to think divisional matchup, pretty tight game, defensive game, kind of a slugfest. But I don't know why. I feel like V was saying, I feel like we get a good game here. I feel like there's a decent amount of touchdowns in this game and decent amount of points. Maybe the first half is slow and it picks up in the second half, but that 44.5 is a little weird to me. I think it might end up soaring over a little bit, 50, 47, something like that.
I like the over a lot too. think I would take that over. I do think that both of these offenses are going to be able to move the football. Last
And Russ
thing,
will try to bomb SPJ.
Oh, well, I was going to play this, but I ended up going the Najee route, and I'm going to fucking be so pissed if he does this. But I played it last week. It cashed. If you guys like Russell today, if you think he's going to neighbor's concussion. Fuck.
Are you serious, bro? I watched that hit. I didn't even think he hit his head.
There goes my...
It looked like he hit his shoulder more than anything. Yeah, maybe like an AC joint, but...
There goes my well, the thing about he got his bell rung, Therese, a couple weeks ago, and you know what happens.
He's
back.
back.
He's back.
They
back.
Probably
just be dramatic.
Hey, what's your name? What year is it?
Kadar.
You know what I mean?
Kadar. That was an anti-fake bang. Come on now. But in this game, I mean, Russell Wilson's longest completion is 36.5. And as we talked about this line last week, and he, as you guys just said, he throws bombs, and he's going to throw it against this passing defense. He's hitting every game as a starter this season for the Steelers. I could see him hitting a deep one again. So I like this line a lot. I didn't end up taking it because I've already got a lot of units out there, but I do think that this is a good spot against this defense, especially if you kind of lean with this game turning into a little bit of a shootout. So, yeah. Could be the game of the week.
Side note, Tyrone Tracy is fucking the man.
Yes.
He's not fast. He's not really shifty, but he just fucking picks up yards. You don't really know how. He just finds the hole and gets there.
Mm-hmm.
Very good player.
Hello.
He's exactly like Chuba. He just finds the seams.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones rushing touchdown, fantasy points. Let's go.
Bang! There you go. I think that Devon Singletary has lost his job completely. He's done as the starting back for this team, and they found a gem in Tyrone Tracy Jr. So
as I feel like it has to be said that Singletary was playing really good too.
Great football.
He got hurt and just Tracy took over, and that was it. You know, I don't think he really did anything to lose that job, if we're being honest. Besides getting hurt, which I guess is kind of story of that guy's fucking career, but.
You know how shocked I was when I found out that he wasn't even a running back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he got drafted as a wide receiver, and they converted him to running back.
And that just never happens in the never
Yeah.
happens in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as common as you would think.
No. I mean, I think it's happening.
To running back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's going to start happening.
Receiver, maybe.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I feel like it's going to start happening more and more now with all these guys coming out that are just like Swiss Army knives, so they don't really have it's kind of like what we're seeing in the NBA, boys. Like, positions don't really exist anymore. It's kind of starting to happen in football more and more. I mean, Travis Hunter could break that mold completely if he ends up playing both sides of the ball when he gets drafted too. So, all right, let's keep moving. We got an hour until kickoff. We've got a couple more noon games to talk about. We've still got a lot to get to. So let's keep it going. Chat, hope you guys are enjoying the show. Hour in, drop a dub. Let's keep it going. Saints taking on the Falcons. NFC South matchup. Saints fired Coach Dennis Allen, coming off with a new interim head coach in this game against a division foe. Saints plus 3.5 in the Superdome in the Bayou today. Atlanta minus 3.5 coming in on the road with Kirk Cousins playing really spectacular football. The over-under is 46.5 in this game. I know Colby liked the Saints already earlier this week with the narrative of, purely just taking the team with the coach that they didn't like and they got fired, the fired coach narrative, which is a profitable system. We talked about this I think when we talked about with Robert Saleh when he got fired, and it was a little bit different because the Jets actually liked Robert Saleh. I don't think anybody in that Saints locker room's sad that Dennis Allen's not their head coach anymore. So I could see the Saints coming out and ball. I like what Colby had to say about this Saints plus 3.5. What do you guys think? Do you guys lean with the Saints here? Or do you think the Falcons get the job done?
We saw the Jets fire a coach. What happened there? I like the Falcons in this. I've seen the Falcons. I've watched the Falcons. I think they'll win, Triz.
What I will say is that Jets game after they fired the coach, I'm pretty sure it was Thursday night primetime game. They were square as fuck. The whole country on them. That I feel like that might have played a little bit into that.
They lost the next 2 weeks. Didn't they lose 3 straight after firing him?
No, but I'm saying they won. We're talking about the narrative, though, right?
Yeah,
Following game, you know what I mean? Like,
it was a very different situation.
Yeah,
it's a different situation. Nobody's taking the fucking Saints today. I promise. Nobody's touching that game.
I don't think so, Triz. I think that the fired coach narrative holds more weight than you were thinking. Like, I think it's more of a public narrative than like we think about. People love that. Hey, you just fired your coach. You're gonna respond. You're gonna do these kinds of things. But in the NFL, the head coach is one of the most important like cogs of the machine, right? Without him play calling, without him doing everything, again, Dennis Allen, being fired, the Saints are now running through coaches like they are the Lakers. You know what I mean? That's what's happening at this point. And I really do think that it's going to affect them negatively. The Falcons have been really good. Kirk Cousins has been really good. And I think we're also forgetting the fact that who is going to catch the ball for the Saints today?
Yes.
Who are the best catchers? Bub Means is out. Chris Olave is out. It's going to be Taysom Hill running go routes on the outside, boys. That's what we're doing here. And I just think that Falcons, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, and a team that has been good, like well coached all year is going to come in and get the job done in a divisional matchup.
Yes.
I really think so.
This Falcons team is looking and seeing that Tampa is done. They know that's their division now.
The Saints have a little bit more talent out there than you're like leading on. They have Cedric Wilson. He's an NFL veteran. They have Mason Tipton, deep ball guy. They've missed Tipton on deep balls 2 weeks in a row that should have been touchdowns.
But that's par for the course when you have Derek Carr under center, and he's the guy you're talking about. Tipton is an undrafted guy, and the other guy, Cedric Wilson, is a guy who's on his like fourth or fifth team, right? So these guys are 100% journeyman wide receivers, and I just think that Derek Carr already has a hard enough time. No Rashid Shaheed, no Chris Olave, right? And just the entire narrative of how Chris Olave continues to get beat up again and again and again. I think the Saints are on a spot here where it looks like they're just going to get beat up on, in my opinion.
Divisional home dog with the hook is kind of fishy. I'm playing the other side of that.
Mm-hmm.
I took this line 3 days ago, and it's moved about 7 yards because I couldn't believe that I got Derek Carr's passing yards at over 199.5. I had to blink twice to make sure that was real. It has moved 206.5. I still like it there. I think that Derek Carr is going to be slinging the pill, to quote Shags, all over the place in this game, regardless of who he's throwing the football to. He has good success against the Falcons. Oh no, Hubbard got hurt. No.
Yeah, Chubb is down. And he grabbing something too.
Thank God he just got a contract.
$36 million or something like that too.
No.
I think only 12 or 13 was guaranteed or something. So
That's
not as good.
Makes me hate the Giants even more now.
Looks like a horse collar. My God.
And he fumbled on the play.
Oh Jesus. But yeah, Derek Carr. I know, like you guys mentioned, it is tough because who is he going to be throwing the football to? But I went into the season thinking Derek Carr was going to have a pretty good year. It's obviously not played out that well because he got hurt and et cetera. What's going on in the Saints building? But I kind of lean with the Saints coming out with some fire here, man. And regardless of this play, 199 passing yards for this guy just felt like a joke. He can hit that if they're leading in this game, but also if they are going to be losing to the Falcons, he's going to be throwing the football even more. So I love this. You could also ladder it. I did do a little 300 plus just for the vibes because I do think that he could possibly throw some deep bombs and connect on them today. So that's what I have in this game.
SPJ, could you pull up? Sorry, so go ahead.
I was just gonna say last thought.
Oh wait, hang on.
Our guest. Bring him up.
Let me just bring him up because they're in now. Look who we have.
We found him.
Let's go.
There he is. He's been found.
Live at Arrowhead.
Let's go. Papa Shags, what's your
You're all talking.
What's your POD? What is your favorite play today?
Pick of the day is Vikings. Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yes.
-7. All right.
-7. All right now.
6.5. 6.5.
Oh, see, it's where you get the CLVs.
CLV's real. CLV's real. This guy will tell you.
Love it, man. Enjoy the game, Papa Shags. Thanks for stopping by.
Later, boys.
See you, Shaggles. Bye. Oh,
that was awesome.
Me. That's amazing.
Also, that tackle wasn't horse collar. It was more hip drop, and it was horse collar. Fumble stood too. Giant ball in the red zone.
Yikes. So they didn't call a penalty on the hip drop?
Mm-mm.
What the fuck is the point of having the hip drop flag then if you're not going to fucking call it when it happens? That's like the third time this season they haven't called that shit.
Yeah, and the Giants just got incredibly lucky too. Linebacker fucking batted the football right into the tight end's hands.
Jesus Christ.
Like, never seen that shit.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
Usually a batted ball like that lands perfectly in a defender's hands, not the tight end.
That's when you know that maybe it's just your day, you know?
Mm-hmm. They ain't covering, but they might end up winning.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on that Saints-Falcons game, boys? You want to keep it moving?
Yes.
We-
Well,
yeah,
last thought.
same.
Sorry. So, go ahead.
Govey.
I was just going to say
Govey.
Drake London. Drake London. He had 12 targets in their first matchup, 6 catches, and that was still at a time where Kirk Cousins and Drake London kind of hadn't developed the rapport that they have now. Last week he had 2 targets, but last week Kirk Cousins also threw a season low 24 times against a Dallas team that they just ran all over, right? They didn't really need to throw the ball too much. Kyle Pitts saw the season low in targets, I think just 2 targets, and then again Drake London just 2 targets. That's not what it's going to look like against the Saints today. They just lost Marshawn Lattimore. Pass defense has been decimated both by injuries and now
Our
through
division is
trades.
happy. V.
Yeah, give me his over. This is a place where now teams are going to come in and pick on the Saints. So give me Drake London's over receiving yards, over his receptions. Give me him to get in the end zone. I think he's going to have a big day today, boys.
Yeah, I love that, V, because last time out, we saw when these teams played on September 29th, Kirk Cousins was 21 of 35. Lattimore was still there. This is definitely a spot where Kirk O'Banks is definitely looking down and saying, I got to play better than I did last time we played this team. This team just traded away their best defensive guy. What happened, Tris?
Daniel Jones. That's what happened.
Did he throw a pick? Nice.
Let's go.
Neighbors wide open. Neighbors wide open. Shakes his one-on-one matchup. Jones doesn't wait. Throws the ball to Tracy instead.
4 weeks straight, he's just fucked up and not giving Neighbors his just fucking passes.
I mean, bro, they just tried to fucking hand the ball off to him out of the backfield. I don't know why they would ever think that works, but besides me. Back to the Saints game, I like Mason Tipton. Mason Tipton to score a touchdown, plus 320. And I've seen a lot of those negative correlation plays where it's like under receptions, over yards, and a touchdown. That's the perfect guy to do it on. He doesn't really get too many targets. The only targets he gets are 50 yards down the field. Him and Carr have missed a couple weeks in a row on a big play, and I think today against the Falcons D probably ends up connecting on that big play.
I like that. The kid from Yale. I like that.
I like that too.
He's fast as fuck.
Mhm.
Like,
He's fast as fuck, boy.
I know Ma likes it if Ma's still in chat.
Yeah. I think we're kind of 2-on-2 in this one. I lean Saints, Triz does too, and you boys lean Falcons. So got a little
I think the Falcons roll.
Yeah.
This one, and I think the Steelers we all disagreed on too.
I
Tris
think
didn't have a
Steelers
lean
win.
on that one.
nah, I didn't really have a lean in that
Yeah.
one. Just the over. I did like the over. It's a divisional over though, so be careful.
I would lean more with the over versus the Manders, but I lean Manders too. But yeah, we're not all lined up, that's great, honestly. I like when we don't have panel moments on this show.
Gambling. Man, we all bet different ways too, man.
True.
It's bound to happen one way or another. Half the time not even half, probably 75% of the time, I'm never betting the better team. I'm betting the line.
You're betting the number. Yeah. Sometimes you have to. You got to just close your eyes and
doesn't
bet
have
it.
a tinfoil hat anymore. It's just tinfoil skull.
Brain. Yeah, it's just my
tinfoil
brain.
brain, yeah.
Like, it's tinfoil brain.
You
It's worked too
resurfaced
many
the
times.
inside of the cranium.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Worked
All
way
right.
too many times.
All right, let's keep it moving. We got lots of games to get to. We got 45 minutes till kickoff. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let's go Patriots, Trizzy's team, against the Bears in Chicago today. Bears minus 6.5. Almost that touchdown. Favorite in this one in Chicago. Over-under set at 37.5. Triz, you want to kick us off? You think your boys cover today?
No. I would never bet don't bet the Patriots for the rest of the season. They're probably going to win one more bullshit game, but I mean, it's going to be over a team that nobody expects them to be, in my opinion. My favorite play of the day today is in this game though, and it is Caleb Williams anytime touchdown plus 350. Makes absolutely zero sense. Does not having rushing touchdown in like over 6 games. Last game it was plus 550. Zero reason for it to be lower this game. And his line is almost the same as a couple of the running backs line besides Swift, and they've been using all of them. So I think it's very interesting. It's a little low for no reason, and I think Caleb's probably going to get into that.
All right. last week, sorry, Triz, we were on here and I asked Loki for some fuckery in that one game. And I can't remember what game it was. Oh, it was the Panthers Saints game, right? I came on here and I asked for a Panthers win and I asked for some things like that to happen. And once again, I am here. Loki, please bless us with some messed up games in Chicago. Give us a Patriots win and help me move on in my Survivor League. Please, in Drake May I trust. Hunter Henry props. But for real, though, Hunter Henry props with Drake May in under center is something that I love. Young quarterbacks love playing with big, heavy tight ends because it's an easy target, that he's got strong hands, and especially when they get down into the red zone, he's going to need a guy like Hunter Henry. I think he could get into the end zone. Could you pull up his touchdown odds, SPJ, real quick? At plus 400, you're getting this guy to get into the end zone, and he hasn't done it in any week without Drake May. He hasn't scored a touchdown in 3 weeks, and I think that now with Drake May under center, a Bears team that there's rumors going on that Eberflus could be the first Bears coach fired mid-season in over 100 years, boys. I think that even Bears fans might be cheering for the Patriots today. It's really, really a weird place to be, and I do think that I'm hoping we see some messed up games in this one, but give me Hunter Henry to get in the end zone at plus 400. I love betting tight ends, and I just love the value you find with them. So that's the only play I'm taking on this one, and I will be watching this one very intently, hoping, praying for a Bears loss.
Yeah, line shop that too. There's some big discrepancies across the market on Henry TD.
Absolutely.
You're also seeing over the last 2 weeks as well, to kind of back up what you're saying, 6 red zone targets in the last 2 weeks as well. So
May loves them. They're like friends. Yeah. They hang out and shit. Like they're pretty close.
Yeah. I don't have anything for this one. Didn't even look at this game. I thought about playing DeAndre Swift. I'm not going to touch it. Probably going to go bananas, but I'll let you guys. So, did you have any thoughts on this game before we keep it moving?
My one thought is that me and Kadar have taken DJ Moore receptions one too many times, so I'm moving off it, and I hope he is too.
Sometimes it's the first step is admitting you have a problem. You know, that's the first step. All right. Next game, another good one in the AFC. Big game for the Indianapolis Colts. Buffalo Bills coming to town in Indy. 4.5-point underdogs at home are the Colts here. Over under set at 46.5. Joe Flacco's getting his second straight week as the starting quarterback. The Colts have committed to him long-term for the rest of the season. Anthony Richardson is not going to be playing unless Joe Flacco gets hurt. Boys, do you guys think the Colts have a chance to cover here? Do you think that this Josh Allen Buffalo Bills train just keeps on rolling?
I think the line's weird as fuck.
I think so too.
Yeah,
it makes me want to take the Colts to cover, to be honest.
Yes, let's talk about
it. I think the Bills should be 7-point favorites. At least 6.5.
6.5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they say you give a team a couple points for being at home, but like, not 4.5, man. Not with Joe Flacco under center. You don't have Michael Pittman in the game.
Rough game last week.
Yeah,
let's not forget that the Bills are just as beat up, right? They just lost Keon Coleman, their young, good wide receiver. They don't have Amari Cooper, the guy that they just traded for to kind of match the moves that other teams like the Chiefs are making, right? They don't have any pass catchers on that offense right now, and it's just Josh Allen once again. They're in the exact same place they were 3 weeks ago before they traded for Amari Cooper, and I feel like maybe it's the injuries that have to do with the line. But I have a weird touchdown on this one. I'll let you guys get into some props first before I try to sell you on this one.
No, I want to know what the touchdown is. You got to go first.
All right.
I like a couple in this game, too.
We took him a few weeks ago, and he cashed for us, and we're taking him again. It's Matt Collins. Matt Collins, the dude who doesn't wear shoes, the dude who would be playing football with no shoes on if he had the choice. But Josh Allen, he just loves looking at this guy in the red zone. He's got the most red zone targets outside of guys like Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir. And again, Keon Coleman is out. Amari Cooper is out. Josh Allen doesn't have that many targets to throw to. And for some reason, Kincaid has not been on his map. And the other guy that's been there has not been on his map. The 2 tight ends that he hasn't been using. It's been a James Cook run-heavy, pass-heavy offense. And then we're looking at a guy like, I think, Matt Collins. He got into the end zone a few weeks ago. Now they're coming in on the road against Indiana, a bottom 3 pass defense. So give me Matt Collins at plus 450 to get in the end zone.
I mean, the targets are there, as you can see on the screen. 7, 6, and 6 red zone targets the last 3 weeks. I feel like that, and I agree with Rusty from the chat here. Joe Flacco's passing yards line is high, and he hasn't even sniffed it in 3 straight weeks. His passing yards is 230.5, and as you can see, he hasn't even gotten close. And I mean, he's capable from what we've seen. They don't blitz as much as Rusty said, and I think someone else said it in the chat. Yeah, Rusty said it in the chat too, that they're not really a blitzing defense. Banged up, as you said, V. Maybe Flacco does go wacko.
I liked a couple of Colts
500.
receivers. I liked a couple Colts receivers today. I liked Adonai Mitchell. He still hasn't scored a touchdown. He's really low for having like 1 reception in 3 straight games. He's like plus 300. I get Pittman's out, but again, he's not even getting the fucking targets. Why he's plus 300 is a little wild to me. But I like Josh Downs too. Josh Downs has scored. He didn't score last week, like 90-something yards. Joe Flacco loves that kid. And as you're touching on, his yards is oddly high. They might be high because the Bills dump and they're going to be playing from behind the whole game. Even still, I don't think they're not going to score. I think they're going to score, especially in garbage time. So I think all of the Colts receivers are a little wide. I think you could take Pierce, you could take Mitchell, and you can take Downs. They're all almost 2-1, and I think 2 of 3 are going to hit for sure.
Yeah. Now that we're talking about this more and more, Pierce's receiving yards is also 34.5, which he could hit in 1 catch, which he normally does.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mitchell. Mitchell's as low as hell too, and his 1 reception in all of these games are like 15 plus yards, 20 yards. Last week he had 1 for 22. Didn't see the ball the rest of the game.
Now that we're talking through this game a little bit more, I kind of like the Colts plus 4.5, man. Like, or even the Colts plus 4.5, or the over. I think there could be a lot of points in this game. 46.5.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I think if it goes over, though, the Colts are going to cover.
Yeah, same. Because that's kind of the only. I don't know. Butch, V, Sook, do you guys have thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think the Bills, like, they've been good, but people don't really believe in them, and this is a different team with Flacco, so I think the cover is definitely in play, V.
Man, I don't know. I'm looking at this line a little bit differently than you guys, I think. As he said, he thinks that this should be a 7-point spread. I think the way that the Bills are beat up and the lack of pass catches that they have on their offense, the line makes a little bit of sense to me. That's why I lean with the Bills at the minus 4.5. I know that the Colts are a popular pick. They were last week too with Flacco's return, but like Flacco is still Joe Flacco. There's a reason he's not a starting QB for 31 other NFL teams, right? I just think that this is a Buffalo Bills defense that doesn't have any big names, but that's exactly what coaches that are defensive minded get out of young defenses. We're seeing Dan Campbell do it with the Detroit Lions. We're seeing Dan Quinn do it with the Washington Commanders, right? Another perfect example is this Buffalo Bills defense with Sean McDermott, another defensive minded head coach. I just think that it's a little bit of a tougher defense, so I do lean with the Bills minus 4.5 on this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that we're all not agreeing today. That makes me honestly kind of
weird
happy.
day.
No lie.
I wanted to talk about one more thing too. Josh Allen rushing touchdown. It's like plus 120. I've watched it drop 60 cents this week, and I think it's rather odd. He hasn't been running much.
I mean, if also kind of what Prendy was saying, you could see him playing some hero ball today too. So that kind of ties into that narrative as well.
And he scored one last week too, but they got called back.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Well, and the Colts really struggle stopping the run. They're one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL, which is kind of why I was looking at maybe taking James Cook in this game. I ended up not doing it, but Josh Allen, first touchdown. Okay. First chatter too. What's up?
He said first dub.
Yeah.
Oh, first dub.
Has he never beaten the Colts?
They haven't beaten them
is that
since
true?
1999. Oops, shit. There you go.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Yeah, but has Allen played them specifically?
Yeah, a couple times. Word. All right. The funky game.
Yeah,
Funky
definitely.
game.
There's a couple today, man. There kind of seems like the sports book's trying to confuse bettors a little bit with some of these lines.
Well,
CMC is minus 250 to score. Oh my God. Sorry.
I know.
Who is?
CMC.
McCaffrey.
It's because it's the Bucks.
Take Mason for Voltron.
Or go the Isaac kid. The one he broke that long one run one time. Yeah,
Garundo or whatever.
He
I
broke
just
my
took
heart that one time.
It would only make sense that he scores the week that CMC's back, right?
That's what I was thinking too. Maybe Mason. I don't know how banged up Mason still is.
I did just tap the Kittle button though at plus 160.
For a touchdown?
Yeah, that's probably a good
Nice.
look.
Yeah. I like his yards
Sorry.
too, V. I think he should have a good game.
I do too. I didn't mean to go back there. I just saw that as I was placing some of the stuff we were talking about.
Nice. I love when V goes quiet and he's looking at his phone because I know that
The two things I do on stream while we're doing this show is my fantasy lineup when SPJ says, all right, do your fantasy lineups, and then placing wagers. Those are the two things.
As you should. Chat's probably doing the same thing. They're looking at us and also placing some bets along
There's
the way.
just not time by the time we get off to go and place everything.
I think Mike Evans is out, Rusty.
He's joking. He's joking.
He might be trolling. Oh, he's just going to score though randomly. All right, let's keep it moving. 35 minutes until kickoff. We got to get to these last 4 games on the docket. Chiefs taking on the Broncos. Shags already gave you guys that he likes the Chiefs to cover in this game. He also likes Hunt to get 2 catches. We'll talk about that in a second. Over/under set at 42.5. My favorite play of the entire week is in this game, and it is Kareem Hunt over 18.5 rushing attempts. I think that the Broncos have one of the best secondaries in football. Surtain is back in this game too. I don't think that Patrick Mahomes is going to want to sling the ball everywhere. The Chiefs are going to want to control the tempo in this game. We also just watched D-Hop have a fantastic game last week. Surtain's one of the best corners in football. He's going to be shadowing him. I would assume that they're going to try to lock D-Hop down a little bit. And also Travis Kelce had a big game last week too. So, but this Denver defense is no joke. They are a very good defense. That's why I'm leaning with the Kareem Hunt angle. He's had 20 plus. He's had 20 plus carries. Oh shit, that was the wrong tab. He has 20 plus carries in his last 4 games, for the Chiefs. They are leaning on him. Andy Reid loves when he has a running back that he can lean on. They are trusting him with the football. Over 18.5 for minus 120 feels very comfortable to me. And I think that he could get 20 plus carries again. Chiefs are going to want to control the pace, control the tempo, run the ball, attack this Broncos defense where they are not as strong, which is on the ground. And I think Hunt has an opportunity to have another good day. So I like Kareem Hunt over 18.5. I almost put 2 units on it, but I just stuck with the regular 1 unit. It's my favorite play this week.
Honestly, I like it. I like his touchdown too, and I don't eat chalk on touchdowns. So minus 120, it's a really hard pill for me to swallow. But Hunt has just been a fiend for the end zone, and once they get down there, they're like Andy Reid is not doing anything like bringing in the second string running back, bringing in anybody else.
No.
It honestly probably has to do with more the fact that he doesn't have anyone to bring. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still out. They lost Isaiah Pacheco, and the other guy, Shaggy's evil twin, can't hold on to the ball. Right, so nobody else is coming in on the goal line at minus 120. I love the carries, SPJ. I love the yards. I love everything to do with Kareem Hunt. Like you said, Surtain is tough. This Broncos defense has been the reason that they have been in games or even won some of these games. Bo Nix has been serviceable, but it's their defense that they hang their hat on. And again, if they get close to the end zone within 3 to 4 yards, you can expect Kareem Hunt to see at least 2 to 3 carries. So give me his touchdown. I like the yards too, and I'm tailing that.
Yeah. I actually said this, Ma Martinez, on Friday with V and Sook, that if Kirk Cousins falls off a bit or even gets hurt, that this is a very legitimate possibility because he's been awesome for the Chiefs.
When Nico went down, I took Tank Dell plus 35,000, and that's not looking too bad. But if Kirk Cousins didn't exist, it would be looking fantastic. But
sure. Maybe
he'll get a little bit more props because he got shot, and Cousins tore his Achilles. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But this game, I like Xavier Worthy plus 2 something to score a touchdown today. Piggyback off of what V said on the goal line. This Broncos defense is really, really, really good, and I think on the goal line, I don't think they're going to be trying to throw at Surtain or the what is the other kid's name?
In the secondary?
Yeah, the opposite cornerback. He's white.
Oh yeah. He's good.
He's really good. He's really good. I don't think they're going to be trying to throw too much in the red zone at them, but the Chiefs, and they love those gadget plays. And I think maybe they get 5-10 yards out, draw up a little gadget play for Worthy. He's too fucking fast. So.
Riley Moss.
This was really great to read, and then this was really painful to read directly after it. Was it a holding or something? Boo.
No.
No, the ball bounced before he caught it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that
sold
play a
it,
lot,
though.
Tris. Yeah.
He sold it. Perfect.
W acting job.
Worthy plus 200. I think that's a little too wide too. He didn't score last week or the week before, right? No. Been a little bit.
We talked about his rushing yards last week too, because it was over a half. And they usually do 1 to 2 design reverse sweeps for him in the game to give him a carry, and maybe that happens in the red zone this week and he gets into the end zone. So, word. Anything else on this game, boys? Should we keep moving and go to the late slate?
Yeah, let's move.
Let's
go to your
Chiefs are bound to
favorite
lose
game.
eventually. That's all I'll say. Chiefs
Say it
are
again?
bound to lose eventually.
Sure.
And they're going to
Hopefully.
lose a game when nobody thinks they're going to lose. I thought last week was going to be the week, but
I think that
Almost
people have been
did.
saying that for 2 or 3 weeks, to be honest. They've been playing with fire, and usually when you play with fire, eventually you get burned.
Exactly.
All right, Tennessee Titans traveling across to the West Coast for one of the 3 o'clock games, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are 7.5-point favorites. The over/under is set at 39.5. Mr. Meme himself is back. Will Levis is starting for the Tennessee Titans today. The Chargers have been sneaky good, man. Great defense. Justin Herbert has been playing efficiently, not spectacular football, but efficient football, winning games. They're 5-3, right in the middle of this AFC hunt. I have a play in this game, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts on if it's the Chargers just to roll here, or if you guys think anything about this one.
I actually got a question for you guys. I felt all season that the Chargers are one of the hardest teams to bet right now because I really just don't know how good they are. I really don't. They're like rolling on teams, but not really. And like the offense doesn't look too like fluent too much. You know, it's big. It's it looks just like Michigan's offense from last year. I find it hard to believe that they're going to be able to keep this rolling week after week after week. Power eye and the NFL, shove it down your throat. It doesn't work as much as it used to. And I think eventually they're going to run into a defense here that's going to be able to put the wall up. And Herbert's going to look bad, and Dobbins is going to look like Dobbins again. And I just don't know what week that is.
Well, to roll with that, the Titans' defense is really good. We've talked about it quite a few times. And should I start Lamb or McLaurin from Erica in the chat? Can we all agree that it's probably Scary Terry, no?
He put up 2 last week. I'd go Lamb just because of they're going to be down. They're going to be down a shit ton. They're probably going to force him the ball. Maybe he doesn't get the yards. He's going to get the receptions.
I was also gonna say too, Cooper Rush is a completely different ball game now. I know Dak hasn't been there, and the thing with Dak is it's completing a lot of short passes. No long ball, no real deep threat. But Cooper Rush is coming out there, and he's gonna be playing free with kind of nothing like this. You can't get any worse than the Cowboys have already been. The expectations are as low as they're gonna get, and sometimes that's when guys can play the most free. I agree with you, Triz. I think I would go with CD.
I think you'd also feel sick if you had CD on your bench and you had 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Whereas if McLaurin has a little bit less of a chance to do that, but not a bad problem to have, Erica. Both of those guys you're picking. Anyway, but back to the Titans. Their defense is awesome. Will Levis coming back obviously throws a huge wrench in what's going to happen in this game. If he can, if he's going to have one of those meme moments, or if he's going to play semi-okay football, and the Titans have a chance here. But I agree with you. This Chargers team's really tough to cap. Great running team. Defensively stopping the run, really good too. Good stopping the pass as well. I took Tony Pollard in this game over 59.5 rushing yards. This line makes no sense to me. I know that Tajay Spears is coming back, and I know that the Chargers do have a very good rushing defense, but you guys saw what happened last week. Trizzy even said it against the Patriots, what Tony Pollard was going to do, and boy, oh boy, did Tony Pollard do it. I've been taking this line almost every single game this season, and lo and behold, chat, it's been cashing. I don't think it's a trap here. I know Tajay Spears is back, as I said, but I think that he's still going to get 15 to 17 carries. The Titans do not want to put their faith and fate of this game in the hands of Will Levis. Sometimes they have to, purely because they're losing, but they want to try to run the football, control the tempo, control the pace, especially on the road in a tough environment. 59.5 for this guy, the way he's running is just way too low for me. I like the ladder too. You can ladder this to 100 if you feel comfortable with that. I think he should have a good day again on the ground like he's been having, as you can see on the screen, all season. So this line's sneaky. He's been one of the best running backs in football. No one's been talking about it because the Titans suck, but he's been great. I really like this line. It's the only thing I feel comfortable taking in this one.
I like it.
I don't hate that either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate that either, man. Last week that was easy, bro.
Yeah,
Pollard,
free cheese.
What did he hit it in like the first quarter or something?
Yeah, well, he didn't practice all week with a foot. I think it was just managing the injury because they knew he was going to have to get 25 carries with no Tajay Spears. Spears is back again today, but it's been proven, again, like he's been running the football, man. He's been crushing. And I think that as long as he gets ample opportunity, 15 carries. Oh, so this is what happens this is why we don't dance on victories before they become victories.
Well, it's a guaranteed cover.
No,
Almost.
it's not. It's not.
Well, if they score,
If they score, they're not kicking the. They're not going to kick the extra point if they score.
If they score first, who did you do the coin toss? Because if they score first, right? If the
Giants only playoffs, no.
No. If the Giants score first, if they actually wait, they won't kick the extra point.
I don't think they do.
No,
I think
you're right.
it's only in playoffs where
That's
each
in the
team
playoffs gets a chance. You're right. You're right.
They don't kick it. Okay, we're good.
They covered. You're good, Suk.
Yeah, so you got to.
There you go, baby.
Let's get the money line, though. Let's get the money line. We're not done. We're not done.
Also, a neighbor's bomb would feed families, just saying.
Yes, it would. A neighbor's touchdown would.
Yeah.
Neighbor's touchdown would feed families.
Little sweep.
At least he got to 6 receptions, which is kind of nice for my fantasy team. Like, that's a touchdown.
That is same. That's good for my fantasy team as well.
What is he going to finish with? 6 for like 60 or something? Each
yeah. 6 for 50.
30, yeah. You guys like anything else in this Chargers-Titans game? You want to keep moving?
It's not often I don't have a play in a game, but these are both teams that I haven't really been good with this year, and I don't think I'm going to start now in Week 10.
Me either. I don't think that's one of those games. There's a lot of good games on today. I would probably leave that one alone.
I'll be watching, obviously, but not many people will be, so there you go. All right, another one that could be kind of funky. Cardinals at home against this Jets team looking to kind of make a tiny bit of a run here. Finally got a win with Devontae Adams last week, looking like possibly Devontae Adams, what could look like in this offense. Arizona has been really good. They won, I think they won last week, I'm pretty sure, and they won the week before that. Shags has been kind of on them the last 2 or 3 weeks. Cardinals plus 1.5 at home in this game. Jets minus 1.5 on the road. Over-unders 46.5. This line stinks. I don't know how to bet this game. Don't really have any thoughts. What do you guys think about this one?
I lean Cardinals, but I have not pressed the button. I'm not gonna bet this game because I'm a Jets hater, so I just think I'm not seeing it clearly.
And this is a must-win game for the Jets. Must win. That's going to be a very square play today. I imagine the Jets are in a million parlays. There's probably a massive liability on them. And again, we're talking about must win. So I do like the Jets to win. You would think that they win this game one way or another, but because of all the liability and it being the squarest play not the squarest play on the board, but one of the most obvious plays on the board, this team needs to fucking win to make the playoffs. I don't think they can afford another loss. So short line like that, I'm probably just staying away entirely. I don't even like many touchdown scores. A lot of them don't make too much sense.
I was also looking at this game. Devontae Adams is 69.5 receiving yards. Nice. Just came off 91 last week against Houston. We saw what that looked like. This Cardinals defense is not really good at stopping the pass. 24th in the NFL, 26th to the wide receiver position. I like Devontae. Didn't end up taking it. Kind of lean that way with the line as well. But I agree with you, Triz. This game is just kind of sus. Could be a good game, though. I think this should be a good game of football just to watch. But to bet on it, to actually make some money, tough.
Yo, SPJ, could you pull up Garrett Wilson?
Sure.
Please.
Yeah.
Because I know Devontae Adams, a lot of hype, and both of them finally had kind of a good game last week. But he has been fantastic since the addition of Devontae Adams over the last 2 weeks. He's had 90-plus yards in 2 weeks. Look at his targets, SPJ.
Oh, yeah.
Is at the bottom
Dang.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see his targets, 8 targets, 10 targets. He's seen 8+ targets in 5 straight weeks. I just think that this is going to be a spot where defenses can't really not game plan for Devontae Adams. Garrett Wilson is fantastic, but Devontae Adams will always be Devontae Adams, right? We even saw Mike Tomlin talking about it. He's like, before the trade happened, he's like, I spent the week game planning for Devontae Adams. Now I'm going to spend the week game planning for Devontae Adams, right? That's the gravity of this guy. And I think that Garrett Wilson at his receiving yards is what I like the most, just at over 70.5. It's not the like sexiest line because it is kind of high for a guy who is going to be sharing some targets with Devontae Adams, but it's too good for me to pass up, especially in, like Jesse said, a must-win game, a game that we could see some kind of like wonky shit happen just because of how public it's going to be. So just give me his receiving yards and call it a day.
I like this a lot.
I think this is interesting as well.
Stayed at
For all the
2.5.
teasers.
They want all the Jets plus 3.5 they can get. It makes sense. Approximately 20 touches today. Okay, thank you, Iconics, our insider from San Francisco. We'd love to see it. I like this read a lot, B. I was looking the Adams way purely off the matchup, but this makes a bunch of sense, and as you can see, he has been cooking. All right, let's move on. Talk about this last. We're probably not going to end up having time to talk Sunday Night Football, but Shaggy posted an article about that game. You guys can go peep the scribbles on what he thinks is going to happen tonight in a really good one between the Texans and the Lions on Sunday Night Football. Let's finish this off here, boys, and talk about the last game in the late slate, and then we will cook a parlay and let you guys get out here and enjoy Week 10 because it's right around the corner. We just kind of talked on this for a second. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Cowboys looking to take on the Philadelphia Eagles in where, chat? Jerry's World. 7.5 point dogs are the Cowboys at home, purely off of the fact that they've been ass and Dak is out. Over under set at 43.5. Is it just the Eagles? Is it Saquon? Do we think the Cowboys have a chance here?
Saquon minus 200 to score a touchdown is gross.
Nasty.
Not as nasty as minus 250 for CMC week 1 off of like bilateral tendinosis. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
I
wild.
on the Saquon train, because I was thinking about betting this last night, ended up not doing it, but I like his rushing yards a lot. It's not 70. It's 89.5, 90.5, 91.5, depending on where you book it. But as you can see, he's been cooking. The Cowboys' rushing defense is absolutely garbage.
Yep.
So I think this feels free. Those are always kind of scary, unfortunately, but he's been great. We talked about it to start the show in the beginning. And I think that this game should stay relatively close. I mean, these teams really don't like each other, divisional opponents. Cooper Rush, obviously, he's coming in not having played, but he has had a full week of practice to get ready. He's played meaningful football for the Cowboys before and had good games, so it's not like he's a nobody. And this Eagles secondary still sucks. So I think this game could stay competitive a little bit longer, which is why I kind of like Saquon to have a good day on the ground. Maybe if I cash some bets in the early window, I might circle back and take Saquon again. But that's oh my god, the Giants fumbled. That's crazy.
No.
Yeah, that's kind
I
of the
completely agree with you, SPJ. I think the Eagles are gonna win this game, but it could stay close.
Anything else for this one, boys?
AJ Brown touchdown. I was told that by Mr. Kevin Cassidy. He said AJ Brown touchdown today, plus 120, easy. So I'm tailing.
I actually like that a lot. I was just looking at his numbers. He's had 4 games with the Eagles and 4 games against the Cowboys, all 4 with the Eagles. He's had 8+ targets in each one, 67+ yards in each one. And again, he had 2 targets last week. I think he left the game hurt, if I'm not mistaken. But it should be a good game. I think he gets in the end zone. I think he has a big day in Dallas.
Yeah. I hate betting the Eagles, man, because Nick Sirianni's still a ginormous bozo, but they should probably get the job done here. But I don't like him to cover. Okay. Real quick, we got 15 minutes until kickoff. Let's just touch on Sunday Night Football. We'll just bring up the lines and kind of gab about it for 5 minutes, and then we'll cook something and then get out of here. Obviously, should be the game of the day, game of the night. It's going to be a big one. Second straight primetime game for the Texans. The Lions look like quite possibly the best team in football, even though the Chiefs are undefeated. I think the Lions are maybe better. Even Shaq says that. 3-point favorites on the road here coming into Houston. Nico Collins is back in this game, which is great news for the Texans because they've been kind of struggling a little bit over the past few weeks, not really being able to move the football offensively and getting kind of gashed defensively. Over-under set at 49.5. I lean pretty heavily with the Lions here, with the 3.5 points, but this line susses me out, man. And I don't really know. I'm pretty sure that Nico is gonna play. We haven't gotten the Schefter confirmation on that, unless I missed it. But it's seeming he's been trending playing all week, and I think they wouldn't bring him back in this situation if he wasn't gonna play. So I'm pretty sure Nico's good to go here. What do you guys like in this game?
I agree. I think Nico's is probably going to play because that's why the line is 3.5. In my opinion, everybody's been talking about the line, how fishy the line is. But when we came into the season, the Texans were supposed to be a powerhouse. Remember? Now they're getting Nico Collins back. Almost their full team is back besides Diggs, right? Mixon's there, Collins back, Schultz is going to play, Dell's going to play. That's probably why the line is 3.5. They're looking at the Texans as almost the same team as they came into the season as. I don't think that necessarily means the Texans are going to keep it close because they're still playing the way they've been playing. So I think, again, this might be another one of those little traps, and the Lions end up dicking on Sunday Night Football.
I kind of agree with you, Tris. The Lions' offense has looked unstoppable. Both Sonic and Knuckles out of the backfield have been unstoppable. And the way they get into the end zone each week you're sitting there, who should I take? Monty? Should I take Gibbs? Monty? Gibbs? And then both are in the end zone 15 minutes later. They're like, and the thing is, too, is they fully bought into Dan Campbell. They are all drinking the Kool-Aid, and it's blue-colored Gatorade, the Kool-Aid, and they're going to the Super Bowl. That's what it looks like, and that's what they're thinking in this locker room. I think they come out, handle business. Sunday Night Football, we have seen these teams compete harder on primetime games just because of the gravity of these games. And we know the Lions come out with a certain swagger in these ones. So I know you got to have some thoughts on this one.
I think the Lions roll. Doesn't matter who's playing on the Texans side. I'm overly hyped on this Lions team. I've watched almost all their games. I think they're really, 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 really fucking good. Super Bowl contending level good. And I think, like Trizzy said, the expectations were high on the Texans. They haven't really met it. Yes, guys have been in and out of the lineup. Dudes are questionable for this week. But I love the Lions. I think they roll. Give me the points. Give me the money line. Give me anything. I think this is a great game to bet. I'll definitely be putting together a little SGP for this one.
I like JMO in this game too.
Yeah.
I said that because you brought him up. I like JMO anytime plus 220. I think he makes his return and he makes it known.
I think people need to give him his flowers as well, because a lot of people like to talk about how this Lions team likes to do flea flickers, trick plays, all this. But they only do that when these guys have earned it. Guys like Williams, they block. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he blocks every single time he's supposed to. And these dudes earn those trick plays.
I mean, his 37.5 receiving yards line is like taking candy from a baby.
I agree.
Coming off a suspension, he's had a little time to rest up a little bit. Not a suspension for anything like terrible too. Like homie, didn't he take Viagra?
Viagra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Was just trying to have a good time. Yeah. So his.
I'm not even talking about that.
And as you can see this season, when he's hit it, he's crushed. And it's usually in one play or two. So his longest reception at 20.5 is also free queso, if you like that. If you kind of like the narrative of him having a big game returning after not playing for 3 weeks. I might end up taking this, honestly. I like this a lot. I might end up laddering this too, because what is his receiving yards real quick? Hang on, 37.5. If you ladder it to 70, which he's had in every game that he's hit his regular line, it's plus 400. Yeah, that'll you'll see something from me from that later.
I was thinking that too, Rusty. Like there's some 40-year-olds in the NFL, man. There's no way that shit's banned. Granted, I don't think
blood flow V.
Yeah, I don't think JMO's 25 with ED, but
No, it's not. Like, it's not banned. I just think they found it in his system after the game. Like, you're not allowed to take it.
That's like an enhancer.
Like, it's an enhancer for the game, because what it does is it's just gonna like it's not for, like, yes, it is for ED, but it's just going to your
Oh
vessel.
my God,
Like,
V! I just
you'll have
googled this.
blood flow to everywhere, and your muscles will work faster. You'll have more energy. You'll have to do all that stuff, right? And that's why you end up with like a bigger erection.
Ocho Cinco said he used to play on it. He told
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp that,
Yeah.
and he said it made him move 10 times faster.
I'll also say
That's-
this too. People have been working out on it now. Like they take it to work out as like a pre-workout.
Do you just like? But
You don't walk around with one. No.
Really? What do
Yeah,
you have to like
you just-
rub? You have to rub one out first and then go and like hang out, or what?
It's like you have to be aroused, and then it'll just
Oh,
be not much.
so you just gotta
better
hope
and
that there's no
sustain.
hot girl at the gym, like otherwise you're cooked.
You cooked.
Econics is like, stop talking about this. Let's cook some shit.
PD Lotto
all
first,
right.
boys.
Yeah,
PD
let's do
Lotto
the touch. Let's do our favorite touchdowns first. All right, let's find out what we got, boys. What do you guys want to do? You want to do touchdowns and sides, or do you want to just do a touchdown lay and call it?
Let's do touchdowns and sides.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
we'll do one of each. My touchdown, Caleb Williams, plus 360.
Holy Lord!
All right, we're getting rowdy. Hey, Trizzy.
Yeah,
It's a touchdown.
sure.
They're all wide, unless you're taking fucking Derrick Henry minus 200. But I mean, I don't think we should really be giving them a parlay with Derrick Henry minus 200 in it.
Should I not give out my CMC?
I was thinking.
No, absolutely not. Trizzy, you know me better than that.
All right, so to Caleb Williams to get us started. Where's Caleb at? The first game. Here we go. Sauce.
I am gonna steal one. Actually, no. Give me Drake London. Drake London to get the end zone.
All right.
I was gonna say AJ Brown, but I like Drake London a lot.
I wouldn't even be stealing it, man.
That's true.
I don't. I bet UFC. I just come on here sometimes.
Sick.
Oh man, Drake was mine, so I'm gonna need 30
Oh,
seconds.
shit. Well, then let's do AJ, as you
Yeah,
can have
do
Drake.
Drake.
Yeah, you can have Drake. I'll take AJ. So
Okay, let's go.
AJ Brown.
I'm not
SPJ?
worried about him being beat up. I think Drake plays well today.
2 targets last week. Like that's not happening.
Yeah, dude's a
AJ
fucking
Brown.
hooper.
All right. Oh god damn it. I didn't really like any major touchdowns this week, so I'm kind of just riffing off the top of the dome here. You know what? I like.
SPJ, you saw from experience the plays that you take in 10 seconds are the ones that hit.
They are always the ones that smack. All right, I'm going to do this based on what you said, V. I really liked what you had to say about this. I like this play. Give me Garrett Wilson to get in the end zone, plus 130 for the
Yeah.
Jets.
Okay.
That was that was literally the third guy on my list. Is AJ, Drake, and thing.
So this is basically a Vsauce lay plus Caleb Williams.
No, don't put that on me. Do not put that.
I'm down to do it.
Down.
I know
I'm
you
down
are.
to do it too.
All right, Caleb Williams, Drake London, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, plus 78-17. Those are 4 legs for you guys. Almost plus 10,000 too, which we love to see. Okay. All right, now sides, and we got 7 minutes. So from the plums, what do you guys like? Favorite side or total?
Money lines or
Niners.
spreads?
Whatever you
I'd
like.
say within minus 200 juice.
Yeah,
Niners.
to cover.
Mhm.
6.5. Okay. Sorry, Sook.
Give me the Lions on Sunday night.
Okay.
Money line.
Give me the Falcons.
Lions money line minus 185. Falcons
Money line. Just do the money line. They got
Okay.
into a messy game last week. The
minus
Saints
minus
did.
200.
Mhm.
You guys want to do the Colts plus 4.5, or do you want to take the over in the Commanders Steelers game?
I like the over better.
Let's hit the over.
Over 45, Commanders Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that means we've got the Niners minus 6.5, Lions money line, Falcons money line, the over 45. That is plus 742.
Nice.
That'll do. I got a boost
That'll do.
too,
That'll
and I'll
pay the
boost it.
bills.
That'll pay the bills. Pay to play, baby. I'm going to boost this bad boy. We're not going to have time to post it, guys, so this is the benefit you guys get from watching Gridiron Gang with us. That's how we roll. I'll read it one more time. I'll read them both for you, and then we will get out of here and let you guys enjoy Week 10. Last chance, guys. This is your last chance. You got 5 minutes to set your fantasy lineups if you haven't already, which I'm going to do scrambled in about 45 seconds. Niners minus 6.5. The Falcons on the money line. The over 45 in the Steelers-Commanders game, and then the Lions on the money line to cap us off. Let's get to Sunday Night Football. And then touchdowns, if you'd like to write them out. All of these are plus money, pretty juicy plus money. So take them all straight, parlay them for some fun, for a cup of coffee if you're feeling so frisky. Caleb Williams for a tutty for the Bears. Drake London for the Falcons for a touchdown. A.J. Brown for a touchdown from the Eagles. And then Garrett Wilson to wrap us off for the Jets. That is plus 78-17.
Love it.
Bing, bong, bang. Great show today, boys. Chat. Drop a dub if you guys have enjoyed the show. Thanks so much for stopping by. Week 10. It's going by so fast. We do this every single Sunday, so if this was your first time joining us on YouTube, on Twitch, or on Twitter, we do this every Sunday, so come and kick it with us. We go live every single day as well. We'll be back with you guys live for Afternoon Bet Espresso to talk all about Monday Night Football tomorrow and react to kind of what happened today and over the weekend. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We couldn't do it without you. Also, major shout-out to Shags and Papa Shags. We forgot we could have put the Vikings in here, too. Oh, well. That was a good play. Yeah, boys, you got any final words for the kids before we hop out of here?
Go Vikings, go Bucks, go Lions, go us.
Go Caleb Williams. Let's make some fucking money.
It's Sunday, boys. Let's have a day.
Yep.
Vibes are high. Go follow these amigos. We appreciate you guys tuning in. You came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. So a fantastic Sunday. Enjoy Week 10. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later, everybody. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about